This is Sidharth Malhotra's moment. This is his moment, and no one can take that away from him. This is one of his career's best role yet, and as a fan, I am so proud of him. So proud of him. Ah.
कोई फिक्र न कर जानी, मैं तिरंगा लहरा कर आऊंगा, नहीं तो उसमें लिपट के आऊंगा, लेकिन आऊंगा।
What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am back with the movie reviews. I haven't done this in a long time, but Shershaah brought me out of the woodworks. I'm just gonna go straight to the point of what this movie is about. Shershaah is a biopic based on true events on the life of Vikram Batra, Captain Vikram Batra. He was one of the military officers that fought in the Kargil War of 1999, and it was also the war that he lost his life. And so this movie was basically a biopic on his life. Now before I start this, let me just say that Shershaah is not a war movie. It's a biopic with the war backdrop, in a sense of it does include war because the role is about Captain Vikram, who was a military officer. That's why there is a war backdrop, but the movie, it's not like some kind of war propaganda or political or, you know, something preachy. It's not, and that's one of the things I like about this movie. It was able to get the point across without being too preachy, too political, and all that jazz. And one thing about Shershaah that I really like is that you can tell the research was done. I believe that Dharma Productions, the whole team behind it, Karan Johar, Sid, everyone behind it did a really good job in researching about Captain Vikram. They looked into his life, they spoke to, I'm sure, Dimple, and I'm sure they spoke to also his his army comrades, because you can just tell everything meshed really well together. There was nothing super forced, there was nothing super out of the ordinary. It was just simply based on this amazing human being who fought for what he believed in, who died for what he believed in, and he lived a short but a marvelous life, and he left behind a legacy. And just watching this and kind of getting to know about the person that Captain Vikram was really touching to me, because I'm not really like well informed, or I'm not big on, like, you know, war movies or, you know, soldiers or all that jazz. I'm not like, that's not really my, you know, things that I dabble in. But that's why I felt like this movie was really refreshing, because it was able to give me that backdrop without making me feel suffocated, you know what I mean? And I think this was a really wonderful tribute for him and his family, and I hope that his family enjoyed it. Sidharth Malhotra playing Vikram, and Vishal, because he played both his twin brother, takes the story to different measures. I mean, you can tell Sid did his research, he lived the role, he felt the role, he did amazing. I mean, with the climax scene with him, the scenes when he's at war, amazing. I mean, he commands the screen when he says, yeah, when he screams and he shouts, you feel it. You feel that this is a character. And the story also takes us through his college days, how he met Dimple, his fiance or wife, then his life in the army. And so it gives you like a glimpse of his life. It's a highlight of his life, from his childhood to his college days to his army life. And Sid was able to convey each and every one of those, you know, stages of his life through the emotions, you know, the background, and his chemistry with Kiara. Kiara also does an amazing job as Dimple. I mean, yes, she was able to convey just the sweet, innocent, yet sassy, in a way, a woman who knew what she wanted. She was well outspoken, and she was able to convey her needs and what she wanted. And I I have a feeling, I have no doubt that I'm sure they talked to the real life Dimple and she was able to tell them, you know, how the love story between her and Vikram was, because you can just tell it really felt natural, and Sid and Kiara did an amazing job conveying that love. And so I really think this story does a wonderful job of giving us what it's supposed to give. It gives you exactly what you go in expecting. You learn about Vikram, you learn about his life, you learn about his love life, you learn about his love for fighting, for being a soldier, for war, for all of that, and you get to see that till the very end. And as a viewer, I cried. I definitely shed some tears at the end. I knew what was gonna happen, but I still wasn't ready, and it was just absolutely amazing watching on the screen. The VFX was really well done. You can tell they put a lot of money into this. The location they filmed it, everything, the set as well was also really well conveyed. I thought that as a whole, this movie did its job. And I think that watching this from a viewer's point of view, I really came out of this movie amazed. I mean, I had goosebumps. I was impressed. I laughed. I cried. I you know, it was very intense, and it was I think this was a well done film. And I'm not just saying this because I am a Sidharth fan, but I really think that he did a really good job with this role, and I am so proud of him. I am so proud of him. I did some research on him. I was very curious to kind of see how everything tied down, and once a movie is able to make me want to do research outside of the movie, then it's done its job. It did its job of making me curious enough to know more about this always on the go military officer who was just so passionate about what he did. And you know, just kind of seeing the similarities. I watched like the interview. There was a scene in the movie. I watched the interview of that from the movie and the real life, and I just saw how well Sid did conveying how he spoke. Apparently, I mean, I'm not an expert, but people said that he did really good speaking good Punjabi, which is really good. And the mannerisms, I believe, of Vikram, Sid did really well conveying that. And for what it was, it's really an amazing movie. For what it is, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Like, I don't even want to rate it because I really just think it's a good movie for what it is. There is no rating. You watch it, you either like it or you don't. But it's a good movie. It did what it did. It's a biopic, and I believe that it did what it did. The whole cast did amazing. The music was beautiful. The music sung by B Prag, Jaceline, Aziz Kur, Jubin. All the songs were beautiful. When the songs play at each time, with Sid and Kiara, you feel it, you breathe into it, you get a glimpse of the awesome chemistry between them two. And they lived their life as Vikram and Dimple for how many months or a year that they filmed this movie, and you can see that on the big screen. The climax scene, there's a song that played in the climax that was extremely beautiful, and you felt the heartbreak of the Dimple as an army wife, or as an army girlfriend, or army fiance, of seeing your loved one going and knowing that you might not see them again. It was absolutely heartbreaking, and they did a good job conveying till the very last end. Did a good job not glorifying anything. It was simply just what it was. It was the nitty-gritty of war, and it was told from a point of view of a military officer that happened to be, you know, an Indian army. So of course you see that point of view, but I really don't think that they glorified it or they were preachy about it. And so that was one thing that I will give it to them for. And also, if you're comparing this movie to Yuri, personally, I've not seen Yuri, but from what I can tell, Yuri is definitely more of a war movie than this movie. They're both different in their own ways. I don't think you should compare at all. This is a biopic, you know what I mean? This is a biopic on one person's life in a way, and so it's so completely different from the backdrop of Yuri. So it's not comparison. Just watch Shershaah for what it is. From Vicky Girl, I thought it was a lovely movie. I'm so proud of the team, and I wish them all the best. Please do watch it for yourself. I really tried so hard not to give spoilers, but honestly, all I can say is they did their research. They did their research, and you can tell. You can tell when the research was done. And also, I better not hear anyone say Sidharth Malhotra cannot act. I better not hear it, because I will defend this to the ground. I will defend it. Defend it, defend it, defend it. he did amazing. He did amazing, and he was cast in this role. This role belonged to him. He did well. He ate it. Kiara did so well as Dimple. Everybody, the supporting roles, the army comrades, and you know, his parents and everything. Everybody did well, and I think that it was all well-rounded to create an amazing film that I will leave. It will leave an impression on me for a really long time. And so thank you guys so much for watching. I really tried to make this as short as I can, a really short review, just a simple movie review to just sum up my thoughts, which is it was a wonderful movie. If you've already seen it, comment down below what were your thoughts. Comment down below if this movie made you cry. What was your favorite song? Personally, Ratan Lambian is a beautiful song, but I really feel the heartbreak more when I listen to Ranja. It's just such a heartbreaking song, and knowing what we know that's gonna happen at the end, it's even more heartbreaking. The lyrics is beautiful, and that's one of my favorite songs from this movie. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you didn't like it as well, feel free to comment down below. But personally, I really don't understand what could possibly be so bad about this, because it's literally based on a person's life. You know what I mean? It's not like somebody just sat down and wrote a whole fiction. This is something that has true life events, and so sometimes you got to look at it from a different lens, and you got to realize that this is not just a fiction. This is somebody's life. Somebody lived this. Somebody died for this. And so when you watch movies like this, you definitely try to just see how the actors are able to convey that emotion, and I think they did their job. If we were able to cry at the end, if you were able to feel the heartbreak and pain of Dimple at the end, and if you were able to feel Vikram's love and his passion for war and for his country and for what he did, then they did their job. And personally, I did. Therefore, Shershaah is an amazing film to me, and I hope it was for you too. If you have not seen it, please do watch. If you have seen it, comment down below your thoughts. Until next time, guys. Bye.